Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Yuki, and I'm back here on my channel. And today, I have a different style of video that I'm actually gonna put out. And essentially, this video is gonna go over my top five favorite anime series, or some of my five favorite anime series. Um, I can't necessarily say these are my favorite ones, but some of these are like my favorite. But I have to go based off of the manga and the anime being finished. So, for example, Demon Slayer, Bleach, and One Piece, and Dragon Ball as well, since they're all not finished, cannot go on this list. Um, yeah, Dragon Ball is a big one for me because obviously I'm a Dragon Ball fan. And aside from the last one that I'm going to talk about, these ones are in no particular order. Or, well, actually, yeah, this is the last one because the other ones is hard for me to rank sometimes because on any given day, I prefer each of these anime more. But without further ado, let's get right into this video, guys. Also, quick side note, Editor Yuki here. This is gonna be spoiler free. Aside from the clips that I'm gonna show, hopefully I also don't get copyrighted for showing these clips. But again, let's get right into the video. So first off, the one that I want to talk about the most is Akame Got Killed. The reason why I like Akame Got Killed so much is because it's the storyline of it is just so good, and it gives you the perspective of like many different people, not only alongside our heroes and the assassins, but it also gives us the perspective of the people who work for the capital, the royal capital, in Akame Got Killed. Um, Essentially you get to see what everybody's perspective is, and you get to see what it looks like from good and evil through everybody's perspective. Some characters see certain things as evil and just, and some other characters see things that are just but evil. And it just correlates and it conflicts with the ideology of, like I said, the main cast that are going against some of the people who are actually manipulated by the government, and it gives you a good perspective. There's a lot of tragedies as well. Certain characters that you get really attached to, they they all, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Like I said, I would highly suggest that you watch it. It's one of those series where I really love, and it's also a series that I can go back and I can watch like multiple times without getting bored of it, which are a lot of these series right here. Um, and with that being said, like I said, yeah, these are really good series, and like I said, obviously through the main character's point of view, like our main group, obviously through our perspective and through anybody's perspective, you would see them as the good guys. But because, like I said, of how the show works, the government sees them as corrupt, unjustly, and just a bunch of savages. Which, like I said, I like series like that because, like I said, it puts everything into perspective. Also coming piping hot on this list is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love this series so much. The first time I ever seen this series, I was like, I think in fifth grade, and then not only of me watching it in fifth grade, I can't tell you how many times I've watched it. Um, it's been over a dozen times where I've watched it. I would literally be watching other anime series, and I will always go back to watch this. Um, it basically follows the main characters of two brothers. Essentially, they become alchemists in order to bring back their mother back to life, which ended up being bad for them. And because of that, they ended up seeing the portal of truth, and eventually became, well, Edward Elric became the youngest state alchemist. What I really love about this show is, in particular, like I said, obviously the storyline, and there's many different stories going on within. And then, just similar to Akame Got Killed, there's a really corrupt government doing really shady stuff and really messed up stuff to its people. And literally, there's a man behind it all who's really been plotting for like centuries in order to take over the world and obtain certain knowledge. Um, like I said, it's a 64 episode long. It's not really that big of a series. Like, it's not that long. The brotherhood part was no filler at all in it. So it just went through the whole main storyline. And like I said, most of the characters in the show are lovable. And then the characters that you do hate, you end up feeling bad for them because you understand their perspectives on things. But it really puts everything into grasp, and the situation, every situation and every arc in this particular anime feels like it's important and dire. Like every situation feels really, really dire and really important. So that's why I genuinely love like this anime. So third on this list, if you guys know me, you guys should already know this was going to be on the list. Also on this list, like I said, this is no particular order for these four, but the last one I'm going to talk about clearly is my favorite. So right here we got Naruto. Naruto was actually it is my favorite manga till this day. Naruto was the first manga I ever read. I started reading Naruto when I was maybe in like fourth grade, but I started watching the anime when I was like seven. No, I think I was like, yeah, I was either six or seven when the anime came out. But Naruto is the story of an underdog. Um, Even though a lot of people would say Naruto was never an underdog to begin with, he was the reincarnation of blah 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 blah. But I just love Naruto for who Naruto is as a character. Naruto obviously is one of my favorite characters in the Naruto series, but Sasuke, man, like I love Sasuke. Sasuke's character arc, really, I think propelled this series for me just in a extreme way to where it became one of my favorites because the dynamic between the two main characters in Naruto, the story basically being revolved around both of them, made it to where it was just perfect. And the fights in Naruto are amazing. For the most part, aside from the filler, most arcs in Naruto don't feel bland. Um, Even for some arcs where there's a particular arc that people don't like the particular last portion of Naruto or part two of Naruto, where people just simply didn't like, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed Naruto through and through. Naruto is a series that I can always go back to whenever I'm feeling down or whenever I feel like I have no like inspiration for anything. I watch Naruto, and I just like it's just like I don't know. It's just a good feeling that I get. It's like a hit of nostalgia. Like Naruto is just that nostalgic series for me. Um, at times, like I said, even though I prefer Dragon Ball, and even though Dragon Ball isn't on this list, because like I said, Dragon Ball isn't finished, but Naruto, like I just get more of a nostalgia rush with Naruto sometimes. And Naruto, like I said, is a main character, and Naruto's cast of characters are amazing. Even though sometimes I don't think Kishi writes the best side characters or the best women, I think, like I don't know, I think you like almost every character in the series. Aside from like a couple, there are a couple characters where you're designed to hate them. But all in all, like Naruto is amazing. Like the story arc is great. Naruto has amazing training arcs as well. Um, yeah, what more can I actually say about this series without gawking it off? Like, I don't want to gawk the series off too much, but just know that like Naruto is amazing to me, and that's why I have it on this list. Then what can I say about number two? Number two is a series that I've watched twice already, and I'm rewatching it for a third time. I love Inuyasha. Like I genuinely love Inuyasha, and even with like I said, certain anime not being on this list, Inuyasha would stay on this list, no doubt, in my mind because I just genuinely love Inuyasha. I love the dynamic between him, Kikyo, and Kagome. That little love triangle that he has there. Um, I love the dynamics that he has with each and every character that he builds relationships with. Um, Kagome, even though a lot of people don't like Kagome, and sometimes people see Kagome as just like a damsel in stress sometimes, even though she really isn't. Kagome really isn't like just one of those female characters that's just in a way sometimes. Kagome actually has a lot of good moments, and Kagome is probably one of my favorite female anime characters of all time. Like Kagome, I think is a well written character. She's a strong personality, strong-willed girl. Like I said, that whole love triangle dynamic with him, Kikyo, and with her and Inuyasha with Kikyo, um, I thought that was a really good element as well. What I really like about Inuyasha is not only does it have those shonen elements, but it has a lot of shojo moments as well. And honestly, like me, obviously I love shonen anime, but sometimes I do like to watch shojo anime. I like to watch slice of life. I also like to watch isekais. Like I like to watch many different types of anime. Like I just don't watch shonen all the time. And Inuyasha is like a mix of shonen, but also a mix of shojo at the same time. I think that's what was the element that really like got me into Inuyasha as quick as it did. Um, Also, I get a nostalgia factor with Inuyasha as well. Watching it with my aunt. My aunt was a huge Inuyasha fan. My aunt wasn't really that big into anime, but she did like anime, and that's actually how I got into anime as a kid. Like I was like 3 watching Dragon Ball, and I was also like a little kid. Like I was like 5 or 6 years old, always watching Inuyasha with her. That was the only time that I got to watch Inuyasha because my grandma wouldn't allow me to watch it because she thought they were too adult like for kids. But Inuyasha is just like I said, that nostalgia hit for me. And then also like I'm really not that much of a crier, or I'm not an emotional person. Like well I am emotional, but like I'm more of like a angry emotional, like I'm a rager, but I don't know, Inuyasha has those moments where they make me cry. And then recently when I was watching Inuyasha, when Kikyo and Inuyasha had their thing and Kagome was watching, I'm not even gonna lie, that kind of like broke my heart for Kagome. Like I felt so bad for Kagome in that moment. But it's just little things like that that just draws me to that anime, and I just absolutely love it. And the dynamic between the main villain and how he's manipulating everybody, like everybody in the show in some form or fashion is being manipulated by the main villain. And I'm not going to spoil too much with going into that, but I think that's what makes Inuyasha so great. It's just so many things going on at once. And I like anime that are like that, but it's not just like so many things going on at once, but it's just they all correlate with each other. Like everybody ties into just one character. Like everybody's connected in some sort of way. And that's what makes Inuyasha such a great anime to me. And honestly, I think it might easily be in my top 5 if I'm excluding like um my rule for it being finished. Boy, oh boy, oh boy! If you guys did not know me, you obviously should know this is number one. Um, yeah, like this is my favorite anime of all time, regardless of it being finished or it not being finished. Like this is always gonna be number one for me until like something even better comes out. But I don't think anything is even better than this. And number one, clearly I have Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, in my opinion, is probably one of the best written anime slash manga of all time. Yoshihiro Tagashi really does a really good job because 2 mangas that he wrote are some of my favorite all time series. And I was about to say, and obviously, duh, like I'm literally getting all sidetracked about Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. But I love Yu Yu Hakusho because obviously the storyline is great. Um, Yu Yu Hakusho has some really, really good villains. Like some anime, there's villains where I just really don't like because like I think they're written horribly. But I think every villain in Yu Yu Hakusho is written amazing. Like every villain is written amazing. All the stakes feel very dire at any given point in time, especially in my favorite arc of the series, the Chapter Black arc, where I feel like the stakes were at its highest. Um, Yu Yu Hakusho probably also has my favorite main protagonist in any anime series. To me, Yusuke is a very relatable character. Yusuke is one of those characters where I like not relatable into sense because I really didn't get into a lot of trouble like growing up. But if you don't know the main character Yusuke's backstory, he is a troubled youth raised by a single mom. Like If you guys don't read the manga, you probably wouldn't figure this out, but the main character's mom had him when he was like 13. So essentially, his life had already been hard, and he was already a statistic at that point. But what makes Yu Yu Hakusho great is because not only the fact of the like the fact of the matter of like because of him essentially being like going from a delinquent to like the protector of the world, but his character growth as a person in the series just like when it came to Yusuke was just so amazing. Like Yusuke's character development was so amazing to actually see throughout the whole entire series. Kuwabara's growth as a character was great to see. And I think the character that had the most growth of all of them by far was Hiei. Like, remember Hiei from the beginning? Kurama kind of stayed a little. Kurama wasn't stagnant, but like Kurama developed as well too. Like literally the main cast of characters all developed. Nobody really stayed stagnant, which is hard to say about some other anime series. Even like Naruto, where like obviously, like I said, I love the dynamic between Naruto and Sasuke, and I think Naruto did have some growing in the series. But at certain points in time, Naruto like felt stagnant in a way. Like Talk no Jutsu at a certain point in time is getting old. Even at let's say for example, even though I think people harp on Goku too much and say Goku never had no character development, which I think is dumb. But at certain points in times in Dragon Ball, like we can't all admit Goku has been pretty stagnant. Like I said, a lot of characters just develop fully in this anime. Then also not only on top of that, Yusuke went from somebody who complained way too much to somebody who really in the face of any dangerous situation wouldn't complain too much. Like he knew how much the world that he lived in meant to him. And then Hiei going from just this ruthless demon that just wanted power to, becoming friends with Yusuke and Kuwabara and Kurama, and then also loving his sister, trying to protect his sister as well. It's just a lot that goes into the series where it's just like so amazing. And like another series that I love so much, like Rurouni Kenshin, I think Yu Yu Hakusho is due for a reboot. I honestly think Yu Yu Hakusho is due for another reboot. And a reboot would do wonders for the series because with how the anime looks, like how anime looks now, I think it would just look so amazing just to see Yusuke, Kuwabara, Hiei, Botan, like so many other characters, Kurama, like Yenma, like just to see so many characters just like in modern like with the modern technology that they use for anime, not CGI, no CGI, but just to see how it would look nowadays, I think it would be so amazing. But with all of that being said, that's been my video, and I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wish I could have went more in depth with this, but I just didn't want any spoilers. Sorry, I really didn't want to spoil anything for any of you guys. But it's been your boy Yuki, and just to let you know, we're out in peace. Talking